Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll delve into some intriguing insights shared by Hamaguchi, the lead developer of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. If you're excited about this game, hit that like button and subscribe for more gaming updates. Now let's explore the exciting specifics. Hamaguchi mentioned that the development team puts a significant amount of effort into crafting monsters and bosses. He specifically referred to the Materia Guardian in the demo, noting that while it may appear similar to the Guard Scorpion, they ensured that the gameplay experience for defeating these enemies felt distinct and rewarding for an early boss fight. In regards to integrating characters into Rebirth, Hamaguchi explained that the team gave careful consideration to each character's role and maintained balance within the game. They also took into account the overall fan expectations regarding these characters. For example, with Red 13, they aimed to differentiate his close-range attacks from characters like Cloud, resulting in a timing-based attack system that aligns with Red 13's guarding ability. This approach led to Red 13's unique Revenge mode. Regarding Cait Sith, Hamaguchi explained that they couldn't provide extensive details at this stage. However, they had showcased in the trailers that Cait Sith would enter battle while riding on the Fat Mogul, and this aspect would have an impact on his playstyle during combat. Additionally, Cait Sith's attacks would incorporate a dice element. This approach was taken to ensure that the beloved elements of the character were preserved while maintaining a balance in their actions during battles. Hamaguchi emphasized that this was a process handled with great care. Hamaguchi said that most of the OG ff7's minigames would be recreated for Rebirth, such as the Mog House minigame, which used to be part of the Gold Saucer. He explained that in Rebirth, they've moved it to the world map, allowing players to experience the Mog House outside the Gold Saucer. He expressed excitement about the Chocobo races, considering them one of his favorites and something he's eager for players to enjoy. These races will also tie into the main story, adding depth to the game's side content. Hamaguchi highlighted the thorough development of the Chocobo races, anticipating that fans would be drawn to them due to their multifaceted nature. Hamaguchi added that fans of the original game have this idea that the Gold Saucer is the place for minigames. In Rebirth, there will be minigames within the Gold Saucer and some outside of it, scattered across the world. They can be uncovered by exploring certain locations or talking to certain characters. Hamaguchi elaborated that activities like the card game, Queen's Blood, would be played by characters worldwide, and as players progress through the story, they will unlock new minigames and face new opponents around the world. He believed that this approach would give players the sense that the entire world of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth offers a plethora of enjoyable activities. Hamaguchi conveyed that the team had decided that all characters should be capable of executing synergy attacks with any character pairing. He explained that this choice was made to grant players the freedom to experiment and enjoy the process of selecting their favorite pairings, even encouraging them to try out unique combinations they hadn't explored before. Restricting synergy attacks to specific characters would have contradicted their goal of offering players the liberty and enjoyment of choice, despite the substantial effort and graphic resources invested in this approach. Additionally, Hamaguchi disclosed that every character would have their skill tree, enabling players to develop and acquire new synergy actions and abilities for their preferred characters. This system allowed players to focus on specific character pairs, for instance Cloud and Aerith, or explore different pairings as they wished. The primary aim was to provide players with the freedom to choose what they enjoyed the most or what they believed was most effective in facing particular bosses or enemies. Hamaguchi anticipated that this approach would result in a highly enjoyable experience for players. Hamaguchi couldn't disclose the specific summons featured in Rebirth thus far. He also stated that in the original Final Fantasy VII, summons were simply known as materia from the livestream, and the game didn't delve much into their background or origin. For Rebirth, he mentioned the intention to explore the background of summons further. For example, there are areas that will be tied to the summons, like an area where a specific summon was once revered or once existed. He added that with the character Chadley, players would delve into these aspects, shedding more light on the summon lore. Additionally, Hamaguchi clarified that in Rebirth, summons wouldn't play a direct role in the main story. He drew a comparison to Remake, where summon materia itself didn't level up. However, in Rebirth, there would be a unique growth element different from ability points. Players could enhance the abilities of summon materia by engaging in minigames or progressing through specific story content. This mechanism introduced a growth factor tied to the game's side content. Hamaguchi posed a question to RPG Fan, inquiring about the potential reception of introducing the formidable weapons from Final Fantasy VII as distinct entity-like creatures in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. He wondered whether such an addition might be perceived as excessive or whether it would be welcomed with enthusiasm. RPG Fan's response was positive, expressing a strong appreciation for the concept of giant kaiju battles. This means the weapons will be colossal in scale, akin to the imposing presence of the Whisper Harbinger. Furthermore, there's a possibility of massive summons in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Hamaguchi shared that in Rebirth, there would be instances involving either optional or mandatory changes in clothing. These changes would correspond to the circumstances or the progression of the story. Concerning the idea of wearing these costumes constantly, Hamaguchi explained that the team took great care to consider serious moments in the game where it might be more appropriate for characters not to wear costumes, preserving the impact of those scenes. Their primary aim was to ensure that players could have the best possible gaming experience. In conclusion, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth promises to be a game that pays careful attention to every aspect of its design, from crafting unique bosses and characters to offering a rich variety of minigames and expanding the possibilities of the synergy system. With deeper lore for summons, the inclusion of colossal weapons, and a thoughtful approach to costume changes, it's clear that the development team is striving to create an immersive and enjoyable gaming experience for fans and newcomers alike. And with that, we conclude this video. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to having you in the next one.